Before we start today's episode, I wanted to share some stats about our podcast. According to Spotify, our listeners are from 7 countries, which is great. And another thing that is crazier than that is all of our listeners are female, which means 100% of our listeners are female. I don't know how that happened, but that is nuts. Like, how did that happen? So, to the ladies, welcome or welcome back to this podcast. So, yeah, let's move on with today's episode. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Invisible Voice. I am Tasrif, and that is Sadman. So, Sadman, how's your day going?
I had a pretty busy day, but I'm a little bit tired. But the day has been good. It was like after many days, I had a good day.
Wow, but my days are not going that good, but it's definitely better than yesterday. So, no complaint. Yeah, so we are both students, right? We do online classes, and this year is the Corona year. That means the whole year the coronavirus gonna stay. That means we all have to be in quarantine. That means we can't go out to school, and everything has shut down from offices to classes, schools, varsities, colleges, everything. It's gonna stay the whole year, and we also know that. Normally, if you would go to school in this coronavirus situation, then you'd probably die. Not you, because like we are the young generation, right? And stats shows that the percentage of death under 40 is very low. So when you go out, then you might contain the virus to home, and the older people might get infected by you. Then that's a big problem, and then they might die because the percentage of death after 40 is like not very high, but it's high. So that's why every school had to come up with an idea, and the first thing or the final thing they could come up with the online class. So, Sadman, when did you heard about online class at the first? What was going through your head? Like, what did you think about it?
I first heard about online class after like about 3 months of quarantine, I guess, right?
Yes, in that 3 months period, our vacation ends, right?
Yeah, our vacation kind of end. Everyone is kind of in a vacation mode. Like everyone is in house quarantine. Almost that was
Angry.
like the start of the first hit when the first wave started in our country. That was the time. So everyone like super panicked and they were like super cautious about this corona thing. So after that, the country came to still like everything was like there were no cars, not any public vehicles in the roads. The every school, office, starting from everything was closed. So everyone was super panicked. After 2.5 and 3 months, it kind of the situation kind of diluted when the offices were opened for like half day or something. After that, the university or like the higher education institution came up with idea with this online class. That's the first time I heard about this, and I was like panic because this thing might gonna last, because I was like super disappointed who came up with the idea of online class. I was super disappointed because I knew this, as we are student, would have to face that. So I was like super disappointed.
But some people say that it is the future, but I kind of disagree with that, because if it was the future, then we were not doing online class right now. We are living in the present, right? So I think that is the lie, and we are in present, and we would not start online class. We would start there in the future. I know that it doesn't make sense, but people like me will get that. Let's move on. So there are three well-known platforms that online classes are held. Can you name those three platforms?
Online Zoom. One is Zoom, another is Google
Yes.
Classroom, and I don't know that. I do an online class in Skype.
Skype?
Yeah,
Seriously?
yeah.
How's that even possible?
I don't know, but it is the class goes
Oh my god.
smoothly. I think it's better than Zoom, I guess, because our tutor just opens his camera, like turns on his camera and face it towards the board. He writes something, we just take in and hear his lecture. It is not that kind of problem. And when you want to speak, you can just unmute the mic. It goes pretty smooth.
Bro, like you are the first person that I heard does his online class in Skype.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's pretty unusual. But it's simpler than Zoom. It much simpler than Zoom.
Yes, so there are basically three main platforms, and that is Zoom, Google Meet, Facebook Live, and of course there are others. There are Google Classroom and Skype that you just talked about. So if majority of us does our classes in Skype, no, not Skype, for I'm saying in Zoom. So tell me your first online class experience, the first day you attend in a online class.
First online class experience, it wasn't that good because I had some internet issues. I was super annoyed the first time I did the Zoom class. My connection just like it was just dropping about 9 times in a span of 40 minutes. My connection dropped 9 times. After that, I didn't do the second half. We know that Zoom has 40 minutes of span, meeting span.
Yes, then you would have to like reopen the class.
Rejoin the meeting.
Yes, reopen the meeting.
In first 40 minutes my connection dropped 9 times and I didn't join the second meeting or like the second half. So after that it was a like 2 or 3 class break. Then I decided to upgrade my device and I bought this laptop and I upgraded my internet or like I upgraded the speed and now it goes pretty smooth. Online class, I think in a sense it's much more flexible and also it harmful for studies because like me, students who like me who likes to skip classes, 1 or 2 classes, it's easy excuse. You can just anytime play this card that my internet was gone, my power was out, something. You can just always just play this card.
But
So yeah.
the best thing that happened to you, I guess, like you got a new laptop, your internet speed is now better than
Yeah.
before, right?
It
That's a huge upgrade.
yeah, because yeah, I was super annoyed. My mom got that annoyance right away.
Were you actually annoyed or like you wanted to get a laptop? That's why you were annoyed.
I was actually annoyed. First thing I didn't like, I was thinking about upgrading my mobile. I would buy a new mobile or like somehow get another mobile because my mobile is like 2 or 2.5 years old. So it has some issues like speed issues. Its net card is not that.
You would have got an iPhone.
No, I no. That's over that would be overkill. But first I thought about upgrading my mobile. Then I thought mobile right now I need a laptop much more than a mobile. Of course, because mobile not gonna of course after 1.5 years and hardly 2 years it's gonna get old. But with a laptop and I can upgrade its RAM and like other some small parts and I can run this laptop for 5, 6 to 7 years, I guess, if I use it sophisticatedly. So then I thought, and that time I was like pretended that I need a laptop actually. Then my mom agreed, and after that this happened.
They bought you
Yeah,
your
they
laptop.
were like pretty positive about this. I was like not nagging. I need one, not nagging, but they were pretty positive about it. They bought me one.
So like I bought my laptop like 2 weeks from your laptop purchasement.
Yeah,
So when I approached my parents to buy me a laptop, like online class didn't started yet, but I didn't have any computer either. So I needed a laptop anyway. And my parents also knew this, but I wanted like some specific specification of laptop. Like I wanted specific specs. So that's why like they thought I'm gonna be a gamer if I bought that same laptop. But like after negotiating for weeks and weeks, then they bought me finally. So that is the another topic. I think your first online class experience was better, way better than me, because like let me tell you mine. So as you, I also didn't know about online classes until you heard it about after 3 months, right? After giving exam, 3 months after that you heard about online class, but I heard that about 4 months after my exam. So when I heard about online class, then most of my friends they were starting online class, but I didn't. So I when I got myself admitted into a coaching, and but I didn't know any rules. Like I don't know how turning off my camera or microphone. I didn't know anything. So let me ask you a question. Like did you turn your camera on while you do online class?
No, no. But once I turned on my camera or mic while I was singing, like the one meeting has ended, I have to
Oh my
rejoin
god.
another one. Like I was swinging and like logging in, putting the password. Then suddenly I hear sir or the tutor saying, "You are singing good. Thanks for the entertainment." I was
So
like, "Oh
like
shit!"
were there other students?
Of course, the whole class was there. Everyone was listening to me singing. Then one of my friends said,
Was there girls? Any girls were there?
there was more girls than boys. So yeah, I was
Oh
like
my god,
embarrassed.
then you had to be embarrassed, man. Like so let me tell you about mine. So finally I got myself admitted into a coaching, and that coaching, like, they do online classes because of this pandemic. And then I asked my friends, then he told me that I have to download Zoom, then I downloaded Zoom. But I didn't know that I have to turn off my video because I have a little sister who does online class, and in her school she has to turn on her video all the time, and when she talks then he has to turn her mic, and then when she's not talking then she has to turn that off. So I also thought that every online classes we need to turn our video on. So I when the online class started, I prepared myself in I sat in a good lighting position because that is my first day, the first impression that has to be good. So after doing all that preparation, and when I joined that online class, I didn't know I was the first, and I turned my camera on. The teacher's camera was on for obvious reasons, and my camera was also on. And then the other students, they also start coming up, showing up, and then I noticed for that no one is turning on their camera. I mean, man, what the fuck? Like, no one is turning their camera on. They are
That
talking, and
moment.
but no one is turning except mine. Bro, like there was 2 or 3 minutes and there were girls. Bro, like my whole face went red after that. So then I immediately turned my camera off. Man, oh my god, I'm still today is embarrassed to talk about that. I didn't tell anyone. I'm telling you in the podcast. Like I haven't told that anyone. So from that day, I don't turn my video on. It is always off, and that is actually good. But it would be better if I had known that from the beginning.
Aha. No, we had to. All of us have to do mistake to learn something, right?
But that was an expensive mistake, right? Like, how to say this? Like, if it were just boys, then it would not be a problem. But there were girls that I don't even know.
So what's the
So,
problem? That's the point. You don't even know. So why do you care?
but soon enough, I'm gonna know them. I'm gonna know them because we might be even in same college, and we will go to same coaching after the pandemic. So that will be very embarrassing. Like when someone else turn on his video mistakenly, then I feel very happy that, oh my god, he or she does that. So when I think like the same about myself, like what they're gonna think, like that I'm a dumb, I'm an idiot. So
No, of course not. That's what you are thinking about yourself. That's not their thinking. People don't have this much time. They might have enjoyed it as like I was singing. They might have enjoyed it, but eventually they forgot. But I was like, got noticed.
in their brain they made fun of me, and that
No, you got noticed. That's a good thing. You got noticed. Think it that this way. It was not something like you are naked. You turned on the camera. No, this was not the case, right? Were you naked?
no, why are you saying that? Like,
Then why do you feel embarrassed?
why would I be naked? Like if I would naked, then there would not be shown up to the camera. So like that is safe anywhere. But why would you say that?
That's a good thing. They're gonna remember your face. In online classes, we don't even meet each other or like have seen each other's face. Right. We don't even talk to each
Yes.
other. Most of the students, like in my class, there is like 15 or 20 students. I don't even know. We have never talked to each other. So we have never seen faces like far more beyond the beyond thinking. We none of the students haven't talked to each other, had a one-on-one conversation. So that's it, man. That's it.
Like if I were an extrovert, then that would not be a problem. But I am an introvert. I am a very huge introvert.
In a class of 15 people where no one knows each other, no one talks to each other, you got noticed. People saw your face, the other 14 people.
That's where the problem lies. Because if I were friends with them, then that would not be a problem because I'm already familiar with those.
Okay, then be friends with. This might lessen your
No,
embarrassment.
whatever, man. Like, let's just drop it right there. I'm not very comfortable talking about this anymore.
Okay, okay.
Let's just move on. So, what are the advantages of online class?
No, what are the advantages? Nothing. To a student, it's nothing. To a student like me, it's painful. It. I kind of don't do the class actually properly because there is good. I just minimize the class and turn on my Google or YouTube or like
Yes, I
anything
also do
else.
that. That is very fun.
Everyone does that. Everyone does that. So
But
yeah,
I
that's
have
it.
found some advantages. Let me tell you those advantages. First of all, you don't need to go out in this corona situation. You can stay home. So that is, I think, a good advantage. And the second advantage is you don't have to wear fancy dress because we don't need to open our video. So we don't need to wear anything basically if we don't want to, right? So that is a good thing. If you don't have fancy dress in your home, then it is not a problem anymore. And the third thing is that you can cheat in exam, which is very important for guys like me.
Right, that
So
didn't work actually because the test question I sir put the test question, sir like gave us the test question link. All of us went to the entered the link, saw the question, downloaded it, and I was like searching crazily on Google. One thing about Google is when you want to actually search something, it doesn't show you the actual result.
yes, yes, that is so
These
right.
happen to everyone. These happen to someone. I got so frustrated at Google. I like I kind of made a promise I would never use Google again.
But you are using Google still, right?
Yeah, because I have all of us has
Yes, we all have to. Like,
like
it
I
is
was
not a choice.
I was so like what to say. I didn't even touch the book
Frustrated.
or no like about the lecture. I didn't watch the lectures properly. I didn't actually know where these questions are coming from where sir actually selected this question from which part of the book or which lesson which paragraph. I didn't know even know that, so I
Bro, you could
just
have searched that in the book, or like you could have download PDF.
I didn't know where which part of the book like which from where within the chapters are actually made this question out. I was so what to say.
Bro, like I am very good at doing this preparation. Like by preparation, I don't mean that studying for the exam. I mean that preparing all my books and my PDFs in my laptop. Like make sure my laptop is full charged up. I am very good at doing this. Like so if I get a question that I can't answer by, or like I don't know how to answer, then I could find that easily. And till today, I am very successful at this. And tomorrow I have an exam, so I'm gonna be successful in that exam too.
To find the answer or in book you have to have some kind or like some basic idea about the topic or the concept. So why do you think I couldn't find the topic in the book? So this is the case too. This is the case. So that's how my online class is going.
All right. So let's continue with our advantages. So another advantage is that I'm not making this up. I'm just saying that one of my friends told me, and he said that you will get other classmates' ID. Even I by other classmates, I mean the
Yeah.
girls' ID, other girls' actual ID. Like, you know what I mean? Like, cause
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if it was a like normal situation and we would all go to combined colleges, right? Then we would still see those girls, but we would not be able to get their ID because some girls they are very clever and they don't want to give us their ID. So like now, if you want to like attend the class, then everyone has to show their ID, right? Then I think you would get your favorite person's ID easily. You have to agree with me about that, right?
But the thing is, I have seen some. Actually, no guys does it, but I have seen some girls actually doing the class using their parents' ID. Most of the time, their mom's ID. Like you can
Some of
say
the boys also does that.
some, not many, not many.
I no, not many. Of course, not many. Like 1 in 100.
I have actually 1 in 100 or less than that. But I have in my class there is all about 3 to 4 girls or like about 5 girls who does the or does this class using their mom's ID. You can tell it's their mom's ID by reading like seeing the name or seeing the profile picture. So that
Bro, like let's just imagine like someone didn't notice that that was their mom's ID and they just slide into their DMs and inbox and
man,
message them, bro. Like
big mess up.
that would be a bomb.
Yeah, silence. 1 minute silence for that dude.
Yes, so definitely 1 minute silence. But some girls are like on another level. They are very clever, and what they do, they open fake accounts. They open their second accounts.
I never thought girls were this amount of paranoid or boys getting their ID.
Yes, so like some girls they like to give their ID, but some doesn't. But somehow boys find it, and this is the time. But some girls they like open their second ID, like that's how they play the game.
So what are you trying to say? Is boys are like desperate or like desperate stalkers, and girls are like the one who is trying to save themselves from this
No, like
perverts?
if you want to get someone's ID, that doesn't mean that you are a stalker, right? You might say he wants to talk to a girl, right? You might
Okay.
want to be friends with her. That's what I wanted to say. Of course, someone can go on a relationship through this, but there is options everywhere.
Not that easy. Not that easy, bro. Sliding into DM is easy. Into sliding into a relationship is so hard.
Bro, like, have you ever fallen into any relationship?
Not actually.
Yes.
Not actually.
Not actually. Why not actually?
Why not actually? Why do you think why not actually? As I said earlier,
You
it's
are
so
gonna say no right straight away, but you took some time to say not actually.
ta-da, ta-da.
That is, I think, a mystery.
Yeah,
So
mystery
hopefully none of our parents listens to this.
drama sells, mystery sells. That's the marketing. We would say this in any upcoming episode onwards in both of the channel or like both of the podcast,
Yes,
not so average Bangali or in invisible voice, any of the podcasts. So you gotta like what should I say? I don't know what people are not interested in it. So yeah, carry on.
yes. So that ID is the like of one of the main advantages of online class, and the other, no, that's not main for me. Like I'm saying there are people out there that I'm concerned about.
Yeah,
So
this
yeah,
happens. This happens. I
so I think about like people's like what they're gonna do. So yeah, and you're gonna get their idea, of course. And the another thing that we both did have an advantage is that we both got new laptop, right?
yeah
So someone can get a new laptop if there is luck. Like you don't have to have big amount of luck, but yeah, you will get a laptop. So yeah, I did get a laptop because of this online class, and you also got one, right?
yeah. So yeah, one kind of worked for me. Now that I have a laptop, I actually don't have any excuse to skip the classes. Like
Yes.
to my parents, I can just say them I don't have.
The last advantage is you can attend the class in anywhere, in your washroom, in your toilet, while you are lying down in bed, like sleeping. You can do whatever you want,
I
right?
have a class like in the morning every in 3 days in a week. It's like super early in the morning. It's about 9:30, so it's super early for me. So I just get up, turn on the laptop, join the class, and then fall asleep again.
Yes. Like we don't have to open our video, right?
Yeah, yeah. This is not even
So
the made
like
up
they won't
story.
know about
Right, yes, but Sir doesn't even ask any question. The Sir doesn't even ask any question.
it.
It's very often he asks 1 or 2 questions to the students. That's the great advantage. I love this kind of Sirs or like this
Bro,
kind of teachers.
the funniest thing is that when sometimes this happens, like when teachers are saying that, did you get that? Did you guys understood what I just said, like,
Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah.
Then nobody responds. Like, just the star is like saying,
Yes,
"Bro, did you understood?" But nobody responds. That is, I think, very funny.
yeah, yeah. That moment, everyone's like thinking, dude, someone speak, someone speak.
Yes, yes, yes. Right.
That moment,
And someone
exactly,
said, but no one speak. And
exactly. No
I
one
think
speak.
that is very funny, but very pathetic or like shameful for the teacher also.
Yeah, this shouldn't happen actually because they are like
Yes,
putting.
it shouldn't happen. Like, I feel bad for the teacher, that
Yeah,
particular teacher. Like, we all are thinking of that someone might gonna stood up, but everyone thinks the same and no one stood up in
in
the
this
end.
kind of situation, most of the time girls come handy. They like actually answered the
So
like
like
response.
girls are so talkative. They're gonna ask this, ask that. They're gonna answer at the first time. Like, they are the teacher's favorite.
Yeah, like girl
Everyone
teachers
love
favorite
girls.
actually. Everyone love girl.
Bro, like, what is funny about that?
No man, it's nothing funny. The way you said it, everyone loves girls. This should be the
Of course, everyone loves girls. Like when we enter in a online class and we give our greetings, then my sir, he don't respond correctly. But when a girl comes, she give her greetings, then all of
uh,
a sudden, smile comes to the teacher. Like, that is, I think, very miracle.
so like do you realize for the next 2 years we or like for the next of our education life we would have to see this kind of partiality that some of the
Man, like,
teachers
that
might
is
be
so pathetic when a girl does
not
that
I'm not
to
saying that
me.
every teacher does that, but about
But
20%
some
teachers
teachers
does that.
definitely.
Yes, definitely. They definitely does
I
that.
think what I think that it is normal actually, because like be attractive to other sex. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
It's kind of
by
gross, but
other
it's
sex
practical
I
fact.
mean gender.
Yeah, I know, I
Just
know.
let you know there. Some people are gonna question what they are talking about. So you know.
Like this is gross, but this is actually practical fact.
Yes, like that's what is normal. Because if that doesn't happen, that means someone is gay, right? Like, we don't want that to happen. So yeah, we welcome that. I welcome that.
Yeah, that's personal problem. If someone gets their personal problem. So yeah,
So
we
like, let's just stick to our topic. So
so what was the
those are
topic again?
the advantages,
Yeah, yeah, the
and there
advantage.
are also some disadvantages, and we already talked about those. We are actually victim of those, if I should say correctly. So like, the first thing is your mic. Sometimes it's like your mic is on and you don't know about this, and you just said before earlier that you are singing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
didn't
That
know.
happens. Like every class, in every day, this one or like some person or like someone has to turn their mic on and like have to say something weird. Just last class, like the one of this girl, she kind of accidentally or like her mic was turned on. She just like screamed that, "Mom, where is my tea?" She was asking for her mom to give her the tea
Oh my god.
during class. Then everyone in the class actually heard that, but no one responded, not even sir. So after 10 or 15 minutes, the sir suddenly calls the girl out by her name, and smiling after a smile, the sir actually asked the girl, "Where is your tea? That's your mom served you the tea." And
So like, imagine that is how embarrassing for everyone.
the girl like gave an embarrassed smile first, then like, "Sir, how do you know?" Like, sir, then sir asked, everyone in the class knows. So how's the tea?
Oh my god. Like, that happens very often. Like, in your some family member, they are like screaming behind
Yeah, everything.
back, and their mic is on, and suddenly the sir goes, please everyone mute their mic.
So like every class, someone has to turn up their mic on and we have to hear some weird thing. This happens.
That
This
is, I think, funny at one point, because if you don't be the victim, then it is very funny. But if you become the victim, that is very pathetic. I feel sorry for that
I
person.
don't think that being the victim is bad as well.
Why? What do you mean, man? You are seeing, like, we
So
don't know what other girls imagine.
they imagine nothing actually.
How do you know? How do you know that they didn't imagine anything about you?
The story I just said you that about the girl, did I imagine something? I just enjoyed it. I don't even
Maybe
like
not,
going the girl.
maybe you didn't, but
Why
other
do I
people
have to
did.
think that everyone is judgmental? Like, why do I have to think that?
I
Just tell
think
me
it is
something.
my biggest, one of the biggest insecurities. That's why I'm very feared of that.
I have to agree to that. I would have to agree
So
to that.
that is one problem, and the another problem that I was the victim of, that is accidentally turn your mic on. Now, sorry, not mic, your video on. But what saved me is that I was actually prepared. I
Like you're like
knew
full
that
dressed
I
up.
had to turn my video on, and yeah, I had my full dress up. I was in a good lighting position. Everything was fine. So
Yeah.
I think I got out of that situation. Like, but someone, when they turn on their mic, no, not mic. Why do I keep saying mic? Not mic. Their video accidentally, and they were like, imagine a girl. She's lying down and doing her class.
What? Why do you have to think that about a girl?
No, say boy. I I came up with the girl because that makes sense. Like,
Oh, that kind of sound pervertish, but yeah, let's say that is a
oh my
rhetorical
god,
answer.
I have to cut that. So no, let's say it's a boy. Let's forget about the girl. It's a boy, and he's lying down with dressed up, and all of a sudden he accidentally turned his mic on, and I think that is very dangerous.
That is dangerous in my case because most of the time you are doing class staying in your home, right? So most of the time I'm like half naked. I don't wear any tops or like tank top or like not even
Oh my god,
t-shirt. So that would be pretty embarrassing for me. Yeah. Now I can understand your situation kind of.
that's why I said girl
Yeah,
before.
okay,
Like,
okay, oh,
I think
okay.
now it makes sense.
It kind of makes sense.
Yeah, not out of top, but let's just
Wow,
forget about that.
did you
Let's
have
just
to
forget
mention
about
that? Why did you have to mention that?
it.
Of course, I
So,
imagine with a top. Why would I imagine without a top? Bro,
so,
what?
let's just.
This is going too
All
far.
right.
This is getting out of hand.
All right. And the mini mistake that some does is like typing wrong words.
Yeah,
And I think that can be like not very bad, like it kind of embarrassing, but that is not the end of the world. But it is a disadvantage, of course. And the last and the most frequent disadvantage that happens to most of the people is the server down or the internet slowdown.
yeah,
Like, we are all familiar with that, right?
yes. This is not a disadvantage. I guess that's an advantage because you get to cut the class.
No, like the thing is that when my internet is sometimes slow, so slow that I hear one word, then after 1 minute I would hear tons of word that in 1 minute time.
Yeah, like kind of like fast forwards. It's like,
Yes, fast forward those time lapse.
yeah,
Then I don't understand anything. Like, what just happened? That is, I think, very dangerous because now you don't understand what you just studied. So
yeah,
then you
that,
don't understood those topics. I think there is a big
yeah,
problem.
yeah,
And sometimes all of a sudden you get disconnected automatically you get connected as well. That is a disadvantage. That is also a disadvantage. And another one is that, did you attend any class in Zoom?
yeah,
In Zoom, there is one option called chatting, right?
yeah.
And when you chat, you can chat with the teacher or the particular person that you want to chat with. You can
Yes,
chat her or with him without anyone knowing, right? But
yes,
when someone does, is very funny, is that when in the option where everyone or that particular person, there is an option, and someone, like, for say one friend, he wants to send me some message, very personal message. In the send option, he sends it to everyone, and that, I think, is a very good, like, embarrassing moment, right?
yeah.
There is also a disadvantage, of course. So yeah, those are the online classes problem. And in the next episode, we might gonna talk about the online exam. So that's everything for today. That's all we have. And the online exam will be in the next episode. So till then, stay home, stay safe. That is me, Tasrif, and the other one is Sadman.
Yeah.